we talk about pride. Pride can come in multiple different ways into our lives, and it doesn't even have to come in at a high scale. It can be, when we get prideful for having a consistent gym routine, or we get the job that we want, or we just like just being on feeling on top of the world and in whatever that we do. And sometimes we can be boastful, and there's nothing wrong with being confident, having a sense of feeling good of your accomplishments, but sometimes we can forget of how we receive those accomplishments and how we should humble ourselves. And what I realized that is because when it leads to prideful thinking, it can lead us to think that we don't need God in our lives. And if we don't humble ourselves before Him, then He will humble us. And the last thing that, and especially in my life with my experiences, every time that I've had to let God humble me, for I humble myself before God, He won't do it in the way that you want it. And it can always lead to you having to learn the hard way instead of you coming before God and understanding that the signs that He was trying to show you. And in scripture, if you read 1 Corinthians 4:7, where St. Paul is speaking to the Corinthians about deflating their pride, he says, "For who makes you differ from another, as if you had not received it? For if you did indeed receive it, why do you boast about it as if you had not received it?" And kind of what I feel like how I interpret this verse is, there's not really any space for us to be prideful, because everything that we received is not of our own. Everything that we received is from God, and that can mean in any things, like with our money. It could be like your looks, your like in anything that you do, your talents. All of those are received from God. So there's no room or space to even be prideful that what you did was something that you did on your own, because it wasn't. And pride can easily deceive us into thinking, so highly of ourselves, and to have entitlement that people or God owe us something, when in fact God does not owe us anything. God will always favor those who are humble before Him. So a message I kind of just wanted to say is that it's important that we humble ourselves before God humbles us.